What's up, Pandas? Peter from Panda here. Hey, I just bought myself this Max LP turntable, and I bought it because one, it was cheap. Two, it looked pretty cool. This is the black finish. It plays records. Now, for any of you that are under 30 years old, you're not going to know what that is. In fact, this one plays 45 LP. So vinyl discs from the old day of real analog sound. So I bought this because I don't have a turntable, obviously, and so I didn't want one that I had to hook up to like an amp or something like that. I wanted to be able to play directly on the turntable, so that's why it was important for me to find one with built-in speakers. And this one I think was right at $100, so it wasn't expensive. It was actually very, very cheap given the price of turntables and analog equipment, especially kind of vintage style equipment. Here, this is how it comes, all wrapped up, and it looks like there's a manual and a CD, ironically, on possibly how to use it. It also has this plastic dust cover. This is a pretty nice plastic. It's a plastic cover. True unboxing, obviously, but very clear. It's not smoked or anything, and the plastic is nicely done. It's very, very clear. And then it's kind of D-shaped here with a couple of latches on the back. And then here is the Ion turntable itself. So, like I said, I picked it up because, not because this is going to be the best sounding turntable in the world. In fact, from what I know, or what I've heard from audiophiles, is that you want a big, like aluminum or stainless steel disc, and that it's isolated and it's on its own, you know, very smooth ball bearing roller surface, and then you actually want it spinning by a motor that's isolated and then connected through a rubber band that, you know, keeps all the rich sound of, you know, coming through the needle. This says none of that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the motor's mounted directly underneath this little turntable wheel here. But as you can see, kind of a black, piano black finish, very shiny, but certainly plastic, I'm assuming. So you do have these built-in speakers here, two of them. They look like they're a couple inches in diameter, surrounded by these chrome rings here. Volume control right here. You've got your arm with the lever to lift it up and to lower it down, so it'll rise up and lower down kind of at nice easy speed. So if I lift it up here, move it over, and then hit the lever, oops, it'll just kind of lower it down automatically onto your record, which is kind of nice. And then lift it up and then slide it back out of the way. Now I do have it set to auto stop on here. If you wanted to do it manually, you could just turn it to off there, and it's gonna spin when you tell it to. You do have 33, 45, and 78 RPM over here. And then on the back, you've got everything else. Aux input, which looks like a 3.5 millimeter jack. Aux output, which is RCA. A USB port here. Here is the DC power cable, which looks a lot like your standard laptop power cord. And then a power on-off button here, which will stick out if it's off. I've got my Wabash Cannonball record. Go ahead and installed here and plugged in. Got my volume right in the middle, so I'm going to turn it on. I've got it set to 45 LP, and I've got my arm raised, and we're just going to push it over here, get it lined up with the front of the record, and use the little arm to let it lower it down.
The Wabash Cannonball. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, to the queen of flowing mountains for the hill and by the shore. She's mighty tall and handsome, and she's known quite well by all. She came on down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball. Well, now listen to the jingle, to the rumble and the roar, as she glides along the woodland through the hill and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine and the lonesome hobo's call. No changes can be taken on the Wabash Cannonball.
Wabash Cannonball! On the Ion turntable, I've got the volume right, set smack dab in the middle on these built-in speakers, low and high. not a lot of additional depth to the sound or when you crank it up, but these speakers
Now
are
you
pretty
see
loud.
Daddy Claxton made his name forever stand. He'll always be remembered in the ports throughout the land.
So use the lever here to lift it up. So we can absolutely use this to listen to the records that you have. Long intro there, but I really like the way this looks, and it has a nice dust cover. You can certainly close it while everything's spinning around here so you don't mess up or accidentally hit any of the internals. So really nice. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the hardware itself. And for $100, it's a nice way to have something that looks pretty nice, will allow you to listen to music directly without attaching it to other hardware, and won't break the bank, especially for the occasional LP listen. Peter Von Panda with my Ion Turntable, out!